Hello everyone and good afternoon. Thank you for your interest at Queen Mary University of London. So in this particular session, we are joined by Arya Suni, who's basically one of our alumni from the Faculty of Accounting and Finance, and a current student who's Anton Latysh, and Anton is currently studying BSc Accounting and Management, and Arya previously studied BSc Accounting and Management. And they will introduce themselves to you. So over to you, Arya, first.
Hi, my name is Arya. As I mentioned, I graduated from Accounting and Management last year. Just to kind of give you a little bit of background about me, since graduating, I work as a consultant with Michael Page Financial Services. So I specialise with clients that are FCA regulated, that kind of falls within my remit. So some of my clients include your large investment banks, fintechs, asset wealth management firms, insurance firms, just to name a few. My role is kind of two-part. So I work with clients and I consult with them on their recruitment strategy and what they're looking for in a potential hire, what they are looking for in terms of the market as well. And I try to understand what their strategy looks like and what their business strategy looks like to understand the market. I then take that information and I develop a contact strategy for candidates to attract them into the particular roles that the client is looking for. I kind of advise the client and I manage that whole process from beginning to end. What I love most about my job is the kind of level of responsibility that I have and the amount of networking I get to do. I speak to senior managers, heads of audit, CFOs sometimes. I have them on my WhatsApp. So it's an amazing opportunity to network and an amazing platform to kind of meet loads of people. I actually, after graduating, wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do kind of upon graduating. And so that's why I wanted to pick a role that I felt like would give me a lot of commercial knowledge and a lot of commercial awareness and give me an insight of what the financial services industry kind of looks like. And this role for that has been absolutely perfect. The accounting and management degree, just from the way it's structured, kind of gives you that technical accounting knowledge, like if you want to kind of go and pursue accountancy, whether it's the ACA or ACCA or CIMA, but it also gives you like a wider business context. So you get to learn about, ethics in business or corporate governance or, economics, all kind of factors that affect a business. So when you graduate, you kind of leave a very kind of rounded person that you're not just kind of siloed into, you can only be an accountant. There's loads of different possibilities that you can explore. And I think if I was to summarize my time at Queen Mary, I would say it was an absolute blast. People used to say to me that university will be the best 3 years of your life, and I didn't quite believe them, but I definitely did post-graduation. There's just so much to do at Queen Mary with regards to societies. You meet so many people, whether it's on your course or through societies. I think what people also overlook a lot of the times is the kind of personal growth that you go through. So I actually moved to London to go to Queen Mary, and so it was my first time coming to the city and living in the city, and I gained so much independence and so much confidence. And there are skills that you learn that you kind of overlook when you're actually doing your degree, like resilience. When you're applying for internships, you get a lot of rejections before you kind of get the offer that you're looking for. So there's so many skills that you gain as well in terms of your personal development and growth. That's a very brief summary of my background.
Yeah, thank you so much, Arya. That was actually a great introduction. And thank you for letting us know about your experience at Queen Mary. It's always quite refreshing and nice to hear that we've made an impact to someone. And now Anton will introduce himself.
Hi, everyone. I hope everyone is safe and well in this current situation. My name is Anton. I'm from Russia originally. I finished school there and moved to the UK. I live here around 6 years now. I did BTech business at college and decided to go into higher education, of course. I'm a first-year accounting and management student and going into the second year now. I chose Queen Mary as it's one of the best universities in the UK. I think so, it's my opinion. And of course, it's a Russell Group University. So it was a totally different experience to me due to many different activities at Queen Mary. So as Arya mentioned, different societies, so many people from around the world. So yeah, I do like it, and everyone's friendly and ready to help. If you have any questions, guys, just ask me. I'm ready to answer.
Great, thank you so much. As Arya and Anton has mentioned, we are ready to answer your questions. So just send them to us. Okay, and we have a couple of questions over here for you. So first, it will be for Arya. How did your course prepare you for your current job?
As I mentioned before, I think that it's important to kind of consider your course as a whole package and not just kind of get bogged down in the title. What's great about the course structure for accounting and finance at Queen Mary is that you get kind of compulsory modules that you do to kind of get your exemptions from your relevant qualification bodies, but you also get to choose modules that you want to do, and people can tailor that depending on what you want to do. So some people might be interested in like economics, so you may pick economic modules, whereas some people might prefer ethics and you pick ethic modules. And so you really get to tailor your degree in the way you want to and develop your skills where you want to kind of develop your skills. And I felt like that's kind of really helped me in my role now. I do a lot of business development, a lot of kind of talking to clients and building rapport, but understanding like the wider business context. And so modules like, you know, HR, ethics, corporate governance, corporate finance, they all kind of help me have that kind of commercial awareness that when I talk to clients, I seem credible, I know what I'm talking about, and there's kind of an element of understanding between us as opposed to kind of not having any credibility because I don't know what I'm talking about. So I think definitely my course has been a significant kind of help towards my role at the moment.
Okay.
Can I add something as well, please?
Yep, of course.
There is a mentor scheme as well at Queen Mary. So there is so many people from big companies. They help you to improve your CV, prepare for interviews, and basically move into a career. So they really help as well.
Okay, well, I'm really glad to hear that. And thank you for adding on that, Anton. And obviously, I assume that you have taken advantage of this service. Okay, yep, that's great.
Still do.
Okay, that's great. Will you be able to share your experience about using the mentoring scheme then?
Yeah, it was quite different, to be honest with you. I have a tax director from Mazars. He's brilliant. He helped me a lot. So once a month you have a Zoom meeting with him or with whoever, I mean. And then you decide what to change, what to take next. And basically step by step, you create your CV to a certain level. So they can help you with interviews as well. So after that, you can get to basically internship, and yeah, I guess that's it. So we're still working on it. So.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's absolutely fine. Thank you so much for answering the question, you both. Let's see. We have another question over here, which you could probably both answer. Do you live in halls, or did you live in halls, and what was it like?
Yeah, I lived in halls in first year. Absolutely amazing. It's probably a summary of what that experience was like. I met so many people from so many different countries. We had international students that were just abroad for the semester. We had people that were kind of studying abroad. I actually met two of my flatmates that I went on to live for the 2 years of university after moving out of halls in my halls. And one of them I still live with now. He's my flatmate now. And we've been living together for like 4 years now. I think that a lot of university life is the kind of, you know, the social aspect, and you definitely get that in halls, and you are definitely kind of looked upon as like the kind of social butterfly as well, because obviously you have halls on campus. So before like nights out at like Drapers or something, you have a flat where you can party at. So I think it was an amazing experience. I think also the housing team make a conscious effort to make sure that all the different houses kind of come together. So they do like social events like barbecues, or they do kind of like movie nights, and they host different things, kind of enabling you to kind of meet a lot of different people. I think what's also great about living in halls is that you're not kind of limited to just your course. You'll meet people from different courses. I actually didn't live with anyone that was studying in the School of Business Management. It was all kind of like geography, law, film, like so many different courses. So it's just kind of an exposure that you get that you don't necessarily get unless you kind of go to societies or something.
Thank you.
I also lived in halls during basically this year, and what can I say? Rooms are quite good, quite nice and clean. You have 24/7 security. Of course, as Arya mentioned, people from different countries, different faculties, different courses. So essentially, we had a shared kitchen. We used to gather every evening and share our experience. So it was nice. I like that.
Okay, great, thank you. And we have a question here about moving to London. Obviously, both of you did not live in London originally. So what is it like moving, moving away from home, and how did you find London in general?
Shall I or you?
Go on, Anton. Yeah.
For me, it was a bit stressful because of the pace of the city. However, after a few weeks, I already got used to, so it was quite nice. You're meeting people, you're going partying, socializing. Shops are quite close to uni, so the campus as well. So I quite like that. So it was nice. Yeah, it's something different.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, to be completely honest with you, it was kind of stressful. And I remember the first few days I was kind of crying because I missed home. I'd never been away from my parents. So, it was kind of a lot to take in. What's really nice about Queen Mary is that it's a campus university. So on the kind of first couple of days there, like, you do have a shop on campus and you kind of have everything that you need on campus. So there was no particular need to kind of venture out. I think one of the probably most stressful things for me was trying to figure out the tube system, which I still feel like I haven't figured out quite yet, and I've been in London for 4 years now. But I think just from where Queen Mary's located, you kind of have loads of shops close to you. You have Stratford, which is like one stop on the Central Line, and you've got all of Westfield there to shop at, and so on. And I think, again, the people that you're all there with, most people have either a chap coming to London, so you're all in the kind of same position. When I moved in, I think me and two of my flatmates at the time, we went to shopping together to buy some flat stuff. So it's all experiences for you to kind of bond. Everyone's in the same position, so you kind of all figure it out yourself. But I definitely thought it was kind of a bit daunting at first, but you kind of get that support to begin with, so you kind of get used to it, and then you never you won't even remember what home feels like anymore.
Okay, well, thank you so much for giving us an insight. Obviously,
you are never alone at Queen Mary, so.
Okay, well, that's really good to hear. And there is actually a follow-up questions in that. Is making friends quite easy at Queen Mary?
Yeah, I think so. Everyone's scared. Everyone's come to university. Everyone wants to make friends. So you actually make friends in ways that you probably didn't think you would. I actually have one of my best friends now who I met on a tour that student business School of Business Management were doing, and it was just like a tour of the university. And I didn't know him before, and we just started talking, and now we're best friends, and we have been for 4 years now. I think you don't underestimate the power of a smile. And if you're sitting by yourself in lecture theatre, someone will come and sit next to you and you'll start talking, and then before you realize, the whole year you would have been going to that lecture together. So I definitely think that everyone's really friendly, everyone's in the same position, and it's okay to be nervous. I think everyone will be, but I do think that everyone kind of wants to be friends and wants to make friends, so you are in kind of good company.
I totally agree with Arya. Yeah, we have a group of people and we chat every day almost, and gather as well. Well, not at this present time, but used to gather. So I hope it's going to carry on next year, and because they live in London now, I moved, so it's fine.
Okay, well, that's really reassuring. And I really like Arya's advice about, obviously the power of a smile, because that's how I felt when I started university as well. So it definitely goes a long way. And, you can also approach people or put yourself out there. Thanks. Okay, and we have a question over here, which hopefully you can both answer. Who is or who was your favorite lecturer and why?
I definitely had quite a few favorite lecturers. I think my favorite one, who I won't name, but I feel like you'll know who he is. He was just absolutely hilarious. I won't lie to you when I say that some accounting modules, some content can be a bit dry, but I used to look forward to his lectures because he was just so funny, and you never got bored in his lecture. Even though the content might not be the most exciting thing, you never kind of got bored in his lecture, because he always used to make jokes, and I don't know whether he meant to be funny, but he was just kind of funny, and the entire lecture theatre would constantly for that hour just be laughing out loud. I think when you go to a lecture and it feels more like a family, those sort of lectures really kind of resonate with you, and you kind of go to them and you look forward to them. So I would say that particular lecture was probably my favorite. Just the ones that kind of make you laugh, the ones that don't make you feel like you're in lecture and you need to be taking notes really quickly and like need to be kind of like completely on it. Those were probably like my best lecturers.
I guess you were talking about Chandra's, if I'm not mistaken. No? He's quite good as well. I like him. But my favorite one is economics teacher, George. His name is George. He's Greek. He's so down to earth. He helps everyone. His lecture, brilliant. I couldn't say more. Essentially, he gives you more than you need. He helps you with all the preparations for exams, for everything. You can even talk to him about everything. He'll support you every time. So he's the best one for me.
I think also, just to add on to that point, the relationship that you have with your lecturer really depends on you and what you kind of do with it. I had lecturers in modules that I really struggled on that I would go and see in the office hours a lot, and you know, we were really close and we could see each other in corridors and we'd be able to say hi to each other because, you know, I was constantly in the office hours. So it kind of depends, like the relationship that you have is the one that you can kind of make for yourself. And I think all lecturers are very open to you kind of going to see them, and you have like 2 hours a week of office hours where you can go and see them and speak to them about whether a course, something you're worried about. And I think if you take that opportunity up, you definitely kind of form bonds with particular lecturers who will then become like your referees when you apply for internships and jobs.
Yeah, if you don't understand anything, please just go and see them. They'll explain everything. Office hours are there for you, not for them.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your experience. We have another question here. How is university different from college?
I would say at A level, just because you have more kind of teaching hours and it's a little bit more structured, there's kind of less responsibility on you and more on like, you know, if you miss a coursework, you will get chased up by your teacher, or your teacher will constantly check in to make sure that you are on track with coursework. At university, you need to have the independence to kind of work on those things yourself. You need to manage your own time. When I was at university, it was 8 hours of contact, and they kind of expected you to do, I think it was like 5 hours of independent study for each module. And you know, I'm not saying I always did that. I don't think everyone kind of always does that, but you need to kind of take responsibility. I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss one lecture. I totally did, but I did always catch up on those, and you need to kind of be clued on enough to make sure that if you do miss things that you catch up. There's just a lot more responsibility on you to kind of make sure that you do things you need to get done. The support is there, but you need to ask for it, but you do need to kind of take responsibility and kind of really own your education at university, in my opinion.
I did BTech, it was quite different to me, so I didn't do A levels. It was like they teach you and then you do the coursework during the like 2 weeks or month or whatever, if it's quite hard. And it wasn't quite, as Arya mentioned, individual work. I would say independent, I mean. You have to put a lot of effort at uni. Yes, you have to. If you have a group of teammates or classmates and you can do together. So I would say independence here is more, you know, yeah, at uni.
I feel like probably the statement is probably you don't get spoon-fed as you maybe do for like through college. You know,
you have to make your own research as well. Yeah.
I think that, you know, even when it comes to like coursework, whereas like at A levels, when I did coursework, I studied history A level, like the coursework title was the title that you got given by the teacher. At university, you can have a title, but you could do your take on that title. So you may explore one aspect, whereas your friend might explore another aspect, and someone else might explore another aspect. You can kind of make it your own, and there's a lot more independence and kind of ability to kind of structure what you kind of get interested in with particular kind of modules and so on.
Yeah, structure is different as well. Yeah, either coursework or anything else, to be honest with you. Yeah, I agree. You have to get used to.
Great. Thank you so much for answering the question. And let's see. So we've received a couple more, but we have about 5 more minutes until we finish this session. So we do apologize if we're not able to answer all your questions, but feel free to send this to us after the session, and we're very happy to answer these. So let's go to some of the final questions here. Okay. One of them is, are there any particular skills I need to work in accounting and finance?
To be honest with you, the base lectures will give you. First year is on the basics, and then I wouldn't say you need a particular skill. You'll get it at uni anyway. You make your own research. Lectures will help you as well. So I don't think you need any particular skill. Just a bunch of skills, I would say. Just the basic ones. Don't get stressed.
Yeah, I think to add to that, I think that if you have an idea of what you want to do when you graduate, try to make sure that you position yourself in the best way to be in a position to do that role. So, you know, obviously, if you want to go and be an accountant, you should kind of be clued on to what's going on in the financial world. So, you know, what's the news, what consultancy firms in the news, what businesses in the news. So when you interview for those things, you know, you can answer those questions. I think, as Anton said, a lot of the skills you develop through your course, and, you know, just from, you know, resilience, from coursework, when you always get kind of pushbacks and so on. So a lot of the skills you develop by yourself. I think to pursue a career in accounting, I would just say, if that's what you want to do from first year onwards, you know, you need to just make sure you build out your CV and make sure you are putting yourself in the best position for second and third year, so you can secure an internship or a grad scheme.
But if you don't worry about it. You'll get it. You'll get it at university, that's for sure.
Okay, great, thank you. And the next question is, what do you know now that you wish you knew before starting university?
I wish I knew not to compare myself to other people. I did this a lot in first year and second year and third year. I was always someone that preferred to do kind of my assignments closer to the due date, but I had friends who start like 10 weeks beforehand, and that used to stress me, and I used to think, oh my gosh, I need to start too. And I realized that, you know, we work in different ways. It's not that she did better than me, we still kind of came out with very similar grades, you know, so I don't think that there's a right way to do it, and people have different journeys. You know, some people may come into university in first year and think, I want to be a chartered accountant. Others may be unsure about what they want to do, and others may go on to study a master's after doing the undergrad.
I agree with Arya. Yeah.
So I think if I knew one thing, which is not to compare myself and not to kind of set myself up against a standard by someone else, because you have your own journey and you will do what you want to do and what's right for you. So don't feel like if someone's doing something that you're not, or someone's kind of doing something more, that you're not you're not good enough, or like you're doing something wrong. You're not. Like, you have your journey, own your journey, and try not to compare yourself to other people.
Another thing as well for me, I wish I knew structure, how the course is basically structured. Because when you have a reading week, I guess it's a week 7, you have the first bunch of exams, like tests or something. I wish I knew that so I could prepare. It took me some time. Yeah, but yeah, I guess that one and the structure.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for answering that. And that was very insightful. What will be your message to the future Queen Mary students?
I would say, seize every single opportunity that you have at university. Do not graduate after 3 years and have regrets. Don't think to yourself, oh, I wish I'd done this, or what if I'd done that? Seize every single opportunity, whether it be regarding your academics, like, you know, as we mentioned earlier, like utilizing office hours, whether it's kind of CV development, you know, trying to make sure you put yourself in a position where you may kind of secure an internship and have kind of things lined up. There are so many opportunities that Queen Mary can offer you. Like, I did volunteering with an organisation called Future Frontiers, where we kind of mentored students from underprivileged backgrounds through a career programme. It was like a 12-week programme. And they kind of partnered with Queen Mary. So it's an opportunity. I kind of interviewed for it. And Queen Mary themselves have like volunteering schemes that you can be part of. They have relationships with businesses that they kind of advertise, and you get emails for internships and so on. So use every opportunity. Don't kind of sit back and leave it all till final year and stress out in final year that you haven't kind of built out your CV. So I would say, seize every single opportunity, personal, business, academic, you know, go societies, get involved in those things, because you don't get university again, and you're spending so much money, and it's 3 years of your life. And honestly, if you make it if you put in what you want to put in, you will get out what you've put in, and definitely come out so much more kind of a more rounded and developed person than when you went in.
Take opportunities, start, sorry, from year one, put a lot of effort and believe in yourself. That's the main thing. You have to believe in yourself. It's for your own good.
Great. Thank you so much. And thank you for the wonderful message. So that's all the time that we have for the questions. And as I've mentioned earlier, if you have any questions at all, feel free to get in touch with us on SBM inquiries at qmul.ac.uk. I'd like to thank Arya for taking the time today, as well as Anton, just for dedicating their time to speak with us. So thank you and take care, everyone. And we are concluding the session. Cheers. Take care.
Thank you. My pleasure.